Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week where we'll be covering a really poor old thumb game. We'll get that out of the way first, but we'll also be covering a better game. Obviously, the reaction for that game, much better, more like it, and it seems like these players are up for a fight. We'll question the mentality when we talk about the Celtic game. A few players that maybe missed out yesterday. But I will talk about that game in more detail, the Hearts game. And then obviously looking towards Hibs on Wednesday, another big one coming up against another Edinburgh club at Ibrox. So if you do like it, as always, if you could like, subscribe, share about for us, very much appreciated as always. Right, we'll get out of the way. We don't want to talk about it ever again. I don't want to think about it ever again. Old Firm game. What was that?
That was, what was that, mate? That was shocking. I'll be honest with you, that was disgusting, man. My only wish is they played the way that they did yesterday on Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them turned up at all. I know we were harsh on Al McGregor probably for the mistakes, the errors. I still stand by what I said, but he was only player really. Between him and Scott Arfield and then Ryan Jack comes on, nearly scores a screamer. And I can't think of any other positives in that. All I can say is I was right about Barisic all along. Guys should never wear a Rangers jersey ever again, if I'm being honest.
I think you're pretty bang on there. I thought pretty much your only positive to take for the game is Ryan Jack is obviously back to full fitness, leading for the midfield again. Really showed why he should be in the team at all times. Al McGregor obviously pulling off a few decent saves to keep the score down. But it's mostly a negative performance. Obviously, Van Bronckhorst will take a lot of the credit for that performance. He set the team up in a way that I don't feel really troubled Celtic at all. If we set up that way, obviously we've got Ahmad Diallo and Kent out in the wide areas that we're looking to catch Celtic, but playing a sort of defensive style of football is just not going to allow them to be involved in the game. And I did feel sorry for Ahmad Diallo at obviously his young age coming into a game like that and not really being given a chance to do anything, with poor tactics for the manager. But if you remove everyone else, like Celtic were good. Like Celtic took their chances. They bullied us in the first half, and you've got to give credit where it's due. And we're now in the race of a title. There's 13 games left in this season. Obviously, after yesterday, and we need to win every single game of them. So it's going to be an interesting run in. Celtic, obviously, on the other hand, they'll take care of business the way they see fit as well. But they got a big win over us on Wednesday night, and that's their first Old Firm win since like 2019. So it was a big one for them to get off the back as well.
A big one for them, but let's not talk about that game again, please.
Aye, let's just file that under never to be seen again. But
positivity.
Just obviously after the game Wednesday, sort of coming into Thursday, Friday, you were questioning a lot. You were questioning obviously the mentality of some of the players. That Ryan Jack's coming out to do the interview. Yeah, after the game, you've got your captain, James Tavernier, who you would expect after a result like that to come out and speak to the fans rather than a guy that's barely played any minutes. How do you feel about that?
I'm full 100%. The captain needs to come out. The captain needs to apologise to the fans and needs to do his duties as a captain. But at the same time, I don't want to obviously bash the guy. I do think the guy's been a fantastic player for the club. I've previously a captain, but definitely captain should be coming out. No Ryan Jack, and I think that just speaks volumes, really. To be honest with you, if you're thinking about a Rangers captain, probably majority of people would probably say somebody like Ryan Jack. But I don't know, mate. It was just, as I say, it was a disgusting night tonight. I really just, I just never can say if we had Greggy Stewart, we'd have done it.
Well, of course you can look at it that way, but obviously a lot of people, because it felt so long for the Old Firm game, obviously the game yesterday, questioning a lot about the manager, the tactics, the game plans he set out, like what actually is his tactics. Like nobody really knows where we're actually going here. And obviously that was questioned a lot in the Old Firm game. I thought we were really poor. Not really real identity, but obviously onto Hearts. Hearts was just completely different. Like that's the kind of game plan you want to see put into place. Obviously we get Morelos back. I'm not saying Morelos would have changed anything in the Old Firm game, but obviously makes us better when he comes in. And yesterday probably be hard to pick a better Morelos performance. So to be honest with you, he was outstanding yesterday. And it was just a total refresh for the game on Wednesday. He made really big decisions to leave out obviously Borna Barisic, play Bassey, play Balogun. Ryan Jack comes in for the start. John Lundstrom out for the cold after coming on at Ross County. Again, he's had a lot of doubters this season. I have backed him, but after that Ross County sort of error, I was just I threw the towel in. I'm like, nah. But for him to come in and put a performance like that in yesterday just shows me why I backed him for so long, because he was unbelievable. And I feel like John Lundstrom, if he starts games, he's good, but it seems if he comes off the bench and that maybe he's a bit slow to the game. I don't know how you feel about that. What was your thoughts on Lundstrom?
Tremendous. He made the tackles. He was doing everything that I expected. So, midfielder that I like, you know what I mean, on the line in terms of some of the tackles that we're getting into. But no, he was fantastic. Really did really well. As I said, I thought the midfield was solid. Maybe a Rebo a couple of times getting the ball away. Didn't really look into the game a couple of times for myself. But I mean, apart from that, I thought him and Scotty Arfield were tremendous. As you said, hard to pick probably a bit better Morelos performance. So sorry for the guy who has to go out there and he's not getting games time. I mean, if you're actually Colombian and you're looking at that, he comes over here after the international duty and he's putting the ball in the net. That's something they need for their World Cup qualifiers. He's doing it. It's a tremendous performance for him, but I thought Scott Arfield was just fantastic. Really, really positive performance for him and Lundstrom as well. I thought the two of them together did really, be honest with you. As I said, Barisic, never again. I don't want to see that guy ever play again. I was right about him all along. Now, you're decent at whipping the ball in. Honestly, I'd slap him, mate. I'm telling you. He was furiating on Wednesday night, but my boy Calvin Bassey was putting the tackles in. He did well, and he held his hand up when he made the mistake, when he headed it back and almost led to a goal. He put his hands up. Listen, apologise about that. I've never really seen Barisic do that when the fans are present. To say, it was just all round. It was a performance that I wanted on Wednesday night. Even my boy, my wee Toby there, he wanted that performance on a Wednesday night, and it never turned up. But on Sunday, we were glued to the telly. That was a champions performance. That Jack, absolutely, it was tremendous, mate.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and obviously it was good to get a performance. Like, obviously we need to win the game, but a performance where you go out and absolutely rattle a team was exactly what we needed. Like, to show Celtic, to show them we're still here. Don't worry.
No, not a team that's like middle of the table or like hang me. A team that, let's be honest, if Rangers or Celtic weren't there, they'd be obviously top of the league. I sound like Mike Owen saying that, but they would. Hearts have been really good this season. They've had a really positive season. But no, we just rattled the third team. And as I said, Morelos just ran the game, man. Honestly, my boy.
He comes back in Morelos, like, just instantly shows you that he's the best player at the club. Like, obviously we've went back and forth with Joe Rebo and Ryan Kent and all these players, but you take Morelos out, you see what happens. You put him back in, that's how well we can play. And it was just unbelievable yesterday. Just his hold up play, his willingness to run. Like, he looks a lot faster. Like, he looked like a man possessed. Like, look, Colombia, I went over there and didn't even go on the bench. Like, this is what I can do. And he showed that in abundance yesterday, getting an assist as well. Ryan Kent, another one. I thought maybe he would have been left out after his performance on Wednesday, but he came in and he looked like he had a point to prove again. He looked like the Ryan Kent of old, a few seasons back, and he done really well.
He done decent, mate. I'll be honest with you. I think he went missing a couple of times during the game as well. But when he got the ball, he did do what we expected. Ryan Kent, I'll say that. As I say, I sort of feel like we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. Sometimes we're talking about Ryan Kent. I mean, what more do we want for the guy? He had a fantastic performance yesterday. I do think he did maybe one or two times in the game he went missing a wee bit, but no wonder Morelos just ran it.
The only thing that was missing for Ryan Kent's game yesterday was really that goal. He had that one right in the front of the goal. I don't know how he missed it, but he had a few chances yesterday where he could score. But 3 assists yesterday is exactly what we want for a winger. He's creating goals, and although he's not scoring, he's still making the goals happen for other people. So I'll take 3 assists all day long. It's better than what we've obviously seen from him recently. So I hope he keeps that level up as well. And you also said about Scott Arfield as well. I thought even being pushed out wide, Scott Arfield, although he's not getting the pace of maybe somebody else out there, but he runs his ass off, runs himself into the ground for the shot. And he got his reward with the goal yesterday as well. But I thought he was really good in terms of linking up the play again, coming back when needed, and then obviously going forward when we needed him as well. John Lundstram and Ryan Jack for me, undroppable at the moment. If we see a performance like that again on Wednesday, you can't drop the two of them. Even though, I mean, looking at the bench yesterday, every single player on the bench yesterday was an international player. That's massive for where we want to be going into this run of games. And the defence as well, I thought after the weekend, after the midweek game, a few ropey moments, sort of tightened itself again. Obviously, Hearts getting a few times, but nothing really sort of clear cut. Obviously, you say Calvin Bassey held his hands up for that one. Leon Balogun, I thought, was a warrior in the defence. Goldson a few times when he gets the ball, you're kind of like gasping, like, oh, what's he going to do with it? I don't want to lose the ball. And I thought Tavernier was really good yesterday as well. The only sort of complaint was the refereeing decision some of the times for our defenders.
They were shocking, some of the refereeing decisions, to be honest with you. He blows for the Balogun one, but he doesn't blow for the Ryan Jack one. That was shocking. But no, listen, Connor Goldson as well, for the chance Hearts had, was it the first half, where it could have been one each, I think. Connor Goldson just puts his body on the line and gets in the way. Solid defending. Can be frustrating sometimes when he keeps going back to the keeper, also because there's no option there. But as I say, just all around yesterday, it was a positive performance. For me, it was a champion's performance. So I was all around me. I was just really, really happy and really pleased. As you say, that the officiating was disgusting. As I said, it needs to be improved. There needs to be VAR and what have you brought up into the league. But no, all that the lot of them who started that game do not get dropped. They will be playing on Wednesday night. I'm telling you, man, fantastic performance.
Nah, absolutely. I left Ibrox buzzing. Just after what we had seen on Wednesday, I left Ibrox buzzing, and not only just because we won 5-0, because Glenn Kamara was on the score sheet. That guy scoring that goal, are you kidding me on? That was probably the goal of the game for me. Just be the link-up play and his willingness to just run in behind. I'm like, oh, he's going to track back here and then pass it to somebody, but he checked the defender and he slotted in. I was just really happy to see him in the score sheet again, because obviously it's no secret I'm a big fan of the player.
Not only on the goal sheet as well, doing something that I've seen as well. Hearts had another chance and he cleared it off the line as well, if I can remember off the top of my head as well. Just before, I think, linking up for that play. I'm not too sure, but I think he blocks it. They get up. I mean, the play setting up for his goal was just tremendously beautiful. I would say probably his goal of the game, but for me, soft spot, as you say, it's Morello, and just curls it beautifully. But no, Kamara's goal probably is. But in my heart of heart, Jack, it's my boy Morelos.
But you can't even really, you could take maybe, obviously the Arfield one was a bit lucky with the saving, and he puts it in. But even the second Morelos goal, he plays a 1-2 off the Hearts defender and scores for that range. That was such a big moment in the game, because that sort of opened the floodgates for us to go and attack more, rather than obviously Hearts were coming into the game a wee bit, maybe looking to do what they did last time with the Ibrox where they sneaked one. But to get that second goal was such a massive relief for me in the stadium anyway, because just didn't want to be sitting on one goal again and be feared of obviously dropping more points. But the fact that we actually kept on going, kept on attacking and getting more goals was really good for me. And then obviously we see the debut of Aaron Ramsey come on as well. We're at that point where we can bring him off the bench. You can tell even with just obviously 20 minutes a game time, you can tell he's a step above, and you can tell why he's played at that level for a long time, because he came on, he was playing well. Obviously not going to be match fit ready like yet, but the game was obviously done. If Fashion Sakala wasn't in the way, he could have maybe get a debut goal as well. But I was impressed with Aaron Ramsey, and hopefully he can keep building on his fitness and he can be a really important player for us going forward.
Hopefully, mate. That's the plan, as we say. I liked his press conference after the game, spoke very well. And as you say, if my boy Fashion didn't get in the way, did love the celebration, but if he didn't get in the way, probably could have had a debut goal. I do think, as you say, he'll probably build the minutes up. Wouldn't be shocked if he comes on maybe second half of the Hibs game, whatever happens. But you can definitely tell he's a fantastic signing so far. Anyway, he looks it. I mean, link up with him and Calvin Bassey. I don't know why Bassey dives down like that for a penalty, but it was really impressive, as I say, and a massive step up, mate. And it's a massive thing to have, as you say, players of his level, as you say, playing Champions League football, winning league titles. It's important to have those players come to Ibrox and keep that standard there.
Nah, definitely. I mean, I'm really looking forward to see him, even if he does start the game, obviously, in Wednesday. I'll welcome it. But maybe looking like Annan Athletic in the Cup. Wouldn't have thought I said that a couple of weeks ago. Annan Athletic in the Cup. Aaron Ramsey's going to maybe start that game probably. So we'll see how he goes there. But I was just all round just impressed. We have everybody that came on off the bench as well. So we've touched on Kamara and Ramsey, but Fashion Sakala for coming on again and scoring. Like maybe a guy that's been hard done by a lot of times because he comes on off the bench, like he really ever starts games. Comes on off the bench and always gives his all. Like always constantly trying to make defenders furious, beating men and getting in right areas for goals. And it was nice to see him get a goal yesterday. And obviously the celebration was welcomed as well.
No, it was, mate. It's just nice, as I said. I think he's got 6 goals this season so far, or whatever you. Don't quote me with that, but I've been looking at sort of who's been the main sort of kind of individuals, as you said. But I know I'm impressed with Fashion. He's got a case to start as well. But I just think the team, as we're going to get on to for Wednesday night, it's definitely got to be the same team that played yesterday.
Yeah, obviously we go into Hibs now. Hearts, obviously, we get a massive win. We move on. Hibs is the next challenge. These next, obviously, couple of games are going to be really, really big for us in terms of league action. Also, we've got Annan Athletic and Dortmund in between them. They'll obviously take care of themselves. But in terms of obviously the league, which is the most important thing, like getting another result here against Hibs will be important. Hibs have had a really poor time under Sean Maloney so far. Just the 2 wins, and that's 3. Sorry, 2 in the league and 1 in the cup. Since he joined, and the 2 wins were before the winter break. So poor restart. He's got his own players in. Maybe some players there that he's not rating, and he'll have to play until he gets a full pre-season behind him. But they've not really been up to much. Kevin Nisbet has fell off a cliff for last season. He's not the same player that he usually was. They've obviously lost Martin Boyle, which is big for them, their best player, and they've never really replaced him yet. But they've still get dangerous players in terms of, obviously, Nisbet scored against us at Ibrox early in the season. Christian Doidge is always a threat up front. Ryan Porteous, we know how he is in these games. Dimitri Mitchell obviously signing for Blackpool. So they've made a few decent signings that will probably come together for Hibs eventually. But again, I'm expecting us to put in the level of performance we did against Hearts into this one as well.
No, I'm hoping and praying, as you say. Hibs haven't been on the best of run. Usually try and give us a wee bit of a game. As I said, I'm just hoping that level's still there, as you say, because we're in a title race now. There's no bones about it. It's a title race now, and every game Rangers must go out there and win, home or away. We have to get the 3 points now. It's crucial. One slip up, and you never know which way it could go. But for me, it's just massive that we get the job done. I mean, if we have 2 impressive performances against the Edinburgh teams, I'll take that all day. As I said, the games that before going into yesterday looked like we were going to be struggling. But no, hoping yet again we turn up and we put on our sensational performance. That would be a really bonus, a Brucey bonus.
That would be a bonus. That kind of level has to be the standard that we need to reach for the rest of the season, because again, I just can't find a bad thing to say apart from we didn't score more goals yesterday. But I want that to be the level we need to reach. I thought Van Bronckhorst got it spot on with his team selection and the tactics that he used to actually go and beat Hearts. But I'm expecting similar, because Hibs play a similar style to Hearts with the formation. They like the 3-4-3 again with the 2 full-backs out wide. So maybe not a lot to change in terms of the personnel that we'll put out, but for me, as we say, it has to be the same team that starts. Not too bothered if we've got Aaron Ramsey and whoever on the bench. Like Ryan Jack and Lundstrom, for me, 100% start this game. Just they added that bit of steel and just
intensity.
That bit of we're going to win the midfield battle rather than sort of dilly-dally with the ball and see what happens. They too were like, nah, we're coming in hard and we're punishing you for it if you make a mistake.
That's what Jacko said. You know what I mean? And Old Firm, the games are won the midfield part, and that's where games need to be won now. And they're bringing that intensity and that aggression. Maybe you know his thing as we like with Glenn and Joe, but for me, tremendous. You need that kind of midfielder. One that's going to get stuck in, come in with the slide tackles, come in winning the ball, just giving it to the best player, running up the park, doing the business. As I say, mate, I wouldn't be dropping two anyway. I'd be shocked if he dropped any MD who played well yesterday. I'd be shocked.
The only thing I can maybe see is obviously Ryan Jack starting 2 games in a few days. Put a lot into that game, obviously. Do I see him starting another game so quickly? After it obviously was substituted, he took quite a bad wee knock with that tackle. I don't know if that's maybe the only one I can see. Maybe Aaron Ramsey came in for Ryan Jack or something like that. But again, I think it'd be harsh. I would personally go with the full team. If everybody's fit and available, I'd go with that. And obviously we're still to welcome Philip Hollander back as well. So hopefully that'll be round the corner, because it would be nice to rotate Balogun and Hollander. We know they've got injury prone in them, so it'd be nice to have him back. Glenn Kamara, again, he's maybe one that could come in obviously after scoring and doing so well off the bench. But nah, I'm agreeing with you. I think it's just same team we need to go with.
Same team all day long, mate. As I said, we're in a title race now. We have to, every home and away game now, there's no excuses anymore. I'm sorry. You have to go out there now and you have to win. We've put ourselves in this predicament, so we need to get the results, and it'll be a lot more for me if we can get the job done this season. A lot more, because I know they're barking up now. They're barking up the tree now, so I welcome it. Bark up the tree all you want, but I tell you what, I'm going to be sitting up here. I'm going to be chilling, relaxing, full confidence in my team. Let's go, Jacko. Let's get the business done, son. That's what I'm all about, yeah?
Aye, me too. Hopefully we just get another result on Wednesday and we move on one game at a time, and then we've obviously maybe get a welcome break of the league with the Cup and Europa League and that coming up, and then we move on to Dundee United away after that. But get this one done, get 3 points, as you say. We can't afford to slip up at all. Win 3 points, so it matters at the moment. But obviously we've got Annan at the weekend. I don't really want to talk too much about that. It'll probably be maybe rotated slightly. You'll get John McLaughlin in there. Probably just Barisic will probably play that game. So we'll give players minutes. Hopefully I don't see Cedric Itten playing right enough. I don't want to see that ever again. Kemar Roof, Sakala, and that. Hopefully we'll see a strong team out Saturday night as well to get the job done in the Cup. Obviously it's Annan Athletic. You can't just we're going to win this game. Put a strong team out there away from home, and hopefully get the job done there as well.
Absolutely, mate. As you said, I would love to see maybe Lowry come back into the side. Ramsey maybe get a full 90 in there. That would be good, as long as you don't have a plastic puck. But no, mate. As I said, it's the same with the Cups. I want the Cups as well. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see. Probably some rotation in that game. As you said, if Cedric Itten or Barisic are on that park, honestly, no thank you. I'll pass on that. But I think you need to give the people what they want, Jacko. I know I'm sitting here looking like King Me and Home Alone with this wee hat on. My hair's not on fire, but you need to give the people the Greggy Stewart news. That's what we're here for. What's Greggy Stewart up to?
No news. There is literally no news. They get beat 3-1, and Greg Stewart didn't assist or score. So although he's had a great start over in India, his form's dropped off dramatically, and his team are getting beat now. They're now sitting at 4th in the league. So it's going to be a tough one for Greg Stewart the rest of the season as well.
It's going to be a tough one, but I tell you what, if anybody can bounce back, I know it's Greggy. All right? Macaulay Culkin want to set my hair on fire. No chance. I'm here. I'm like Joe Pesci, but it's no going. Greggy Stewart, you'll get back up to it, son. Honestly.
No, he will do. He will do. But I think that's pretty much all we've had to talk about today. We've talked about the Old Firm game, how we bounced back for that, previewing the Hibs game, obviously taking a wee look at Annan and the team that could maybe play. And that's the episode. If you did enjoy it, if you could like, subscribe and share it with us, that'd be very much appreciated. But Lewis has to stop me there.
Hang on a minute, right? Just want to appreciate the fine folks that do listen or watch this, because I tell you what, I'm in the freezing cold here. As you can see, I'm sitting here and I'm freezing. I'm telling you, I'm joking. Just for listening to it. I know we're spouting Hingme here. We'll go in more depth. Obviously, the massive games are coming up, Jack. Bit of German, but anyway, appreciate people listening to the podcast.
Well, a good way to sign off. Again, appreciate everybody for listening and sharing about for us. It is appreciated. As we just two Rangers fans that just talk about our thoughts on the team. But aye, we'll be back next week to cover the Hibs Annan game, give our thoughts when they happen, and then obviously look ahead to Borussia Dortmund and Dundee United away. So it's going to be another big week next week, and we're here for it. So we'll see you then. Cheers.